My wife always said, "You're too sensitive. Learn to take a joke." The message arrived at 2:17 a.m. Not to me, to her. Her phone lit the room with its soft glow. I wasn't supposed to be awake, but I was. You learn to stay half-conscious when you live with someone who sharpens knives with words. She stirred beside me, sighed, reached for the phone. I kept my breathing steady. The name flashed before she tilted the screen away. Just a first name, Ethan. And then, a laugh. Quiet, intimate, not for me. Never for me. I lay in the darkness, body still, mind unraveling. Her laugh replayed like a looped recording. That sound had been absent from our marriage for months, maybe years. When she mocked me in front of her colleagues at the firm dinner, she laughed. When she dismissed my achievements as cute little victories, she laughed. But this laugh was different. It was soft, alive, tender, and I knew. Something inside me clicked, not loudly, not violently, quiet, cold, final. I didn't move. I didn't speak. I just stared at the ceiling while the woman I married slipped into another man's world through glowing glass and stolen laughter. The next morning, she was herself again, calm, controlled, sharp-tongued. She left for the law firm at 7:45 sharp, black suit, silver heels, the scent of money and power. "Don't wait up," she said, not looking at me. "Big case tonight." Her tone was clipped, professional, a CEO of law, a master of performance. To everyone else, she was unstoppable. To me, she was corrosive. I made coffee and sat with it untouched. My mind replayed the glow of her phone, the whisper of that laugh. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was paranoid. That's what she would say. That's what she had always said. "You're too sensitive. Stop overthinking. Learn to take a joke." But this wasn't a joke. This was the beginning of a fracture, and I felt it deep in my chest. Still, I didn't speak. I simply watched, waited, let the silence hold me while my suspicions grew roots. I began quietly, always quietly. Her phone records were the first crack. A dozen calls after midnight to the same number. Short, long, always at times when she claimed exhaustion. Then the receipts, charges from restaurants in parts of the city she claimed she never visited. Expensive, intimate, not for late-night case reviews. I told her nothing. Instead, I smiled when she mocked me at dinners, when she told her friends about my sensitive little heart. I laughed when she called me fragile, when she said my career as a consultant was cute compared to her empire. And then, carefully, I started my jokes. About her overseasoned cooking, about her reckless driving, about her firm losing cases. Each jab landed harder than I intended, but I smiled through it. When her eyes darkened, I said the line she'd carved into me over the years. "Too sensitive? Learn to take a joke." She hated it. The more I pushed, the more cracks appeared in her armor. But still, she didn't see the trap I was building. Meanwhile, I gathered evidence. A friend at a private investigation firm owed me favors. Discreet photographs, hotel records, snapshots of her car parked outside his apartment. Piece by piece, the picture formed. And then, one evening, while she sat across from me rehearsing a fabricated story about a client dinner, my phone buzzed. The results were in. DNA confirmation. Proof. I excused myself calmly, walked into the bathroom, and stared at the report on my screen. My chest felt hollow, my hands steady. Her betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was biological. Our daughter, our only child, was not mine. The house was silent when I returned to the table. She was sipping wine, glancing at emails, her face lit by the same glow that had awakened me weeks earlier. I set my phone down between us. Open screen, results visible. She froze. No words, no excuses, just silence. Her hand trembled against the glass. The wine rippled. Finally, a whisper. "Where did you—" I cut her off with the calmest voice I'd ever used. "Don't insult me further." Her eyes widened. She looked small for the first time in years. Not the towering CEO, not the untouchable lawyer, just a woman cornered by her own lies. Tears threatened, but I stayed silent. I wanted her to feel the cold weight of truth, the kind that suffocates slowly, without mercy. I didn't scream, I didn't curse. That would have given her power. Instead, I leaned back in my chair, watching her unravel. "You always said I was too sensitive," I whispered, "that I couldn't take a joke." She blinked, confused, desperate. I smiled, a hollow thing. "So here's mine. The world will know. Your board, your firm, your family. Every person you've stepped on to build your empire will learn what kind of woman their leader really is." Her lips parted. Panic flared. "You wouldn't? I already did." The folder was sent hours ago. To the firm's partners. To her board members. To her mother. To Ethan's wife. The truth was a weapon, and I had loaded it carefully. Her empire, built on image and control, was about to collapse under the weight of her own laughter. She sobbed into her hands. But I felt nothing, only stillness. I didn't stay to watch the ruin unfold. I packed one bag, left the rest behind, walked out into the night without looking back. The city felt colder, sharper, cleaner. For years I had carried her words like chains. Too sensitive, too weak, too fragile. But sensitivity is not weakness, it's sight. The ability to notice what others ignore, to feel what others deny, to catch the truth in whispers and shadows. She forged a monster, yes, but not the kind she feared. The kind that waits, watches, strikes only once, when the blow is final. And as I closed the door behind me, I felt no anger, no grief, only freedom, only silence, only the end. She taught me how to take a joke, so I made sure the last laugh was mine.